So to get us going, let's go trackside here and join tonight's opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as our colors are presented by the United States Army Nashville Recruiting Battalion. Master of Understanding for invocation delivered tonight by Joe Nels, pastor of Family Baptist Church in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Rouse and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our next event, presented by David Flowers.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Racing for a Cause TV. Tonight, we're bringing you 150 laps at Langley. This is sure to be an exciting race. My name is Chris. I'm up in the booth by myself. Unfortunately, Rick was unable to join us tonight, so just me talking. We'll see how it goes. We got qualifying going on right now, and man, I'm excited. Right now, 25 guys in the server. For a 4/10 of a mile track, that is a lot of cars. And we're going to watch the qualifying as it happens. You'll be able to see that on a nice new qualifying board. Thank you very much, Greenie. Rick Greenaway Jr. coming up with some nice stuff out there. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Really do appreciate it. And as a reminder, the Dog Days 250 coming out next August, or this coming August, geez. August 3rd and 4th, August 3rd. It's going to be as many qualifying races as we need. Welcome back, Billy. Good to see you. So August 3rd, qualifying races, as many as we need. August 4th, we're going to kick off a 250 lap main event. That's going to be, if you look outside the window that night, that's going to be under a full moon. A full moon at Bristol. Oh boy, oh boy. That should be something. We got some new names out there tonight, and we're going to see how they stack up against some of Racing for a Cause's best. Right now, Ryan Nolan on the pole, David Knowles, Brian Rogers, Adam Maddox, AJ Rogers, T. Roy Radford, John Stevens, and that's Rich Blake, Dylan Blankenship, and Hart Green. There's your top 10, but it's changing as we speak. Lots of really cool things coming down the pipe here for Racing for a Cause. Join us Friday night for the TRRL action. That's TRRL, Thunder Road Racing League, Friday night, right here on Racing for a Cause TV. Next Monday, the K&N Throwback Series heads on over to Talladega. Talladega on the K&N car. That is going to be a 75-lap event. Strap in. That's going to be exciting to watch. Next Wednesday night, after we get done here at Langley, we head on over to South Boston for another 150-lapper. Tonight, though, Langley, as I said, 0.4 of a mile track, 150 laps. That's going to mean 59.25 miles here tonight. We got somebody going backwards. Chris Mefford. Hello, Chris. Chris Mefford in that 44 car. Do you have a favorite out there? Is it too early? Have you not seen all the cars? We'll make sure to go through all of that and more after we get ready to go green flag racing. Before that, the guys over at GMR have something up their sleeves for next week's Talladega race. They wanted me to show you this. I know it was tough to see, but behind all that blur, I'm told, is a car for next week at Talladega. Again, that's the K&N Series next Monday night, right here on Racing for a Cause TV. Qualifying is really wrapping up here. Got Mefford out on the track, and it looks like, oh, wow, kind of took a nose shot there. So, looks like Troy Radford has already qualified too, so looks like we're kind of set in stone here. There's your top 15 right on the board. Again, thank you very much to Rick Greenaway, Greenaway Motor Productions. If you guys need a commercial or some graphics, hey, ask Rick. Rick Greenaway, check him out on Facebook. I'm sure he'd be looking to help you out. And we've got Billy Dye out there. Billy is definitely going to be cheering on for that number 60 car, the Spina Bifida car. Justin Pinnell, and as soon as he comes out on track, I'll make sure to get a good shot of that for you, Billy. So lots of new names, lots of new paint schemes. Every week it seems like there's something new. That's one of the things we really love here at Racing for a Cause, is these guys are not afraid to throw something on their car. And you know what's really great about it is we never ask them to. It's just kind of something that they all decided that they were going to do to kind of support the league, and we really do appreciate it. It really means a lot to have a bunch of guys that are on the same page as you are. Qualifying is done. We're getting ready to go racing again here at Langley for 150 laps. I say we get the music up and get ready to go grid. Billy, it's absolutely our pleasure to be able to do that. It's such a small thing to be able to do, but man, I know it makes all of our guys happy to be able to do something like that. And we'll be sure to show off some of those cars here tonight. Again, Racing for a Cause TV. I think by the end of this, I'm either going to lose my voice or cry. I really miss having Rick in there to help me out a little bit. I'm sure he's mad because I haven't talked about the weather, but I got more important things to talk about, like the gridding order And right on the pole, you see him right there, that green and blue, number 78, Ryan Nolan. Ryan Nolan on the pole, and that's the wrong button, there we go. Ryan Nolan, David Knowles on the outside of the pole. Chris Mefford, Brian Rogers, 3rd and 4th. Adam Maddox, AJ Rogers, 5th and 6th. Brian Hacker, T-Roy Radford in 7th and 8th. John Stevens, Rich Blake, 9th and 10th. Dylan Blankenship, Hart Green, 11th and 12th. Jason, Fluffy Garrett, and Timothy Hale. Nicky Z in the 93, and Fat Pat McSwain, 15th and 16th. Justin Pinnell, he's running 17th. Doug Wasaki, 18th. Andy Lambert, Jeff Watson, Earl Simpson, Rick Greenaway, Peyton Johnson, Hilton Young, and Jason Perry. And that is going to round it out. Guys, we're getting ready to go green flag action right now. Do you have a favorite? And Billy, I'm pretty sure we just went through the whole field. I hope you caught him there. I'm sure I'm going to catch him here in just a minute. As we are green, Ryan Nolan up front in the green and blue 78. Ryan Nolan, a lot of experience in racing. As you see the cars go round and round again. Lap 1 down. Lap 2 of 150 on the way. Ryan Nolan, David Knowles, Chris Mefford, your top 3. The inside lane, where you want to be, outside, kind of is going to leave you stranded. There could be some door busting going on here tonight. It's going to be really cool to watch. No, Billy, you don't have to be sorry, bud. We're gonna get through this together. I want to take this opportunity right now to thank everybody who's watching and everybody who has subscribed. I cannot believe the growth this channel has had in just a few short months. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate my wife for sitting over in the corner and letting me do this. We got a nice little nose to tail action right now. Very clean racing, lots of patience being shown. Watch out for that yellow and black number 73. That's the cat car of Jason Fluffy Garrett. He was trying to get to the inside, thought better of it, and held up himself on Dylan Blankenship, the 1 car just ahead of him. Slowly working our way back to the car that Billy wants to see, and let's see if we can find a good way to look at it. Boom. There it is, Billy. Your name right on the hood. Man, that's a sharp looking car. And I know that JP is happy to have done that for you. Looking good out there, and that number 60 Spina Bifida car. Awesome. Good job, JP. Back up front, we take a peek in on the 78 car. Ryan Nolan still up front. David Knowles right behind him. Chris Mefford. Again, these guys are really showing a lot of patience out here. I was kind of expecting a little bit more door jamming towards the beginning of the race. Jason Garrett has worked his way into the top 10. Nicky Z in the 93, running 12th right now. Dylan Blankenship in the 1 car. You see him on the outside falling back. Justin Pinnell taking advantage. So he gets a little tight, cuts off the nose of the 1 car just a little bit, but no problem. He was able to get around him. 24 car, that's Rick Greenaway. You see he's getting very, very close. The leaders are almost to him. Jason Perry joining us in chat. How you doing tonight, Jason? I thought you were going to be joining us on track tonight, bud. Now this is where things can get interesting. There's not a lot of room on this track. You've got the leader coming up on lap traffic. The 24 gets tight, hops into the wall just a little bit. He's able to stay way to the outside, gives the leaders a good chance to get around. That's the proper thing to do. Very, very good racing etiquette there by Rick Greenaway. You see right now, Jason Garrett is on a tear. He's up to 9th position in that cat car. But yeah, that happens. You know, I actually did a couple of qualifying laps the other day, but it was on the same setup that I used to stream, and I just couldn't find the track. I could barely see it. So I know not to do that for a real race. That'd be trouble. Nonetheless, some good action going on back here in the field. Got the 1 car, Dylan Blankenship, right behind him, the 35 car, Andy Lambert. And what I'm seeing is a couple of cars are getting a little tight. Oh, and a little loose off. Nothing happened there. Greeny was able to save it. The rear end started coming around. That was incredible. Good save there. Billy, I hope this is about as good as it gets. The only thing better would have been if you had to go and buy a ticket, sit outside in the rain, and watch them live. Hopefully this is filling that spot for you. Right now, 37 car. That's Hilton Young. He's threatening to go a lap down as Ryan Nolan goes to the inside. Sure enough, just like that, Ryan Nolan around him. Hilton Young goes down a lap. David Knowles right behind him in the 92. I believe this is David's first race as well with us here at Racing for a Cause. Looking good out there, David. James Edwards checking in. How you doing tonight, James? Good to see you out on the stream. If you're not going to be out here racing with us, really do appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, bud. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Good to hear, James. That's awesome, bud. Glad you're doing well out there. Ah, good call. Let's turn that baby on. Thanks, Jason. See, this is what happens when I don't have Rick in the booth, trying to do about 18 things at the same time, and so far, it's not working out too well for me. Yeah, Martinsville, that was a tough race, man. Monday night. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's right there on the YouTube channel under the K&N series. Oh my goodness. It ended up being a pretty decent race to watch, but I know some of the drivers came away very, very frustrated. We're watching right now the battle for third place between the 44 car, Chris Mefford, the 10 car, Brian Rogers. Brian Rogers just kind of waited for a mistake. Oh, in the 09 car, John Stevens gets pushed to the outside, or had a little push, one or the other, and Brian Hacker able to take advantage in the 11 car. 11 car gets around along with the 21 car. That's Adam Maddox, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Again, another new car, another new driver for Racing for a Cause. Welcome to the league, Adam. And you can see it in the corner. Oh, there it is. We saw it. We saw him start to get a little bit loose, and around they went. No real damage there. It is going to cause the caution flag to come out as everybody kind of settles it down. First caution lap, 28 of 150. That's some pretty darn good racing right there. You see that 21 car, just a little bit loose. Maybe a little upset with himself. He was loose coming around the corner, and yeah, kind of just a racing deal right there. Laura, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Like I said, it is tough when you're up here by yourself. There's so much going on. You don't want to miss anything, but it's going to happen. I'm not going to lie. Well, Dave, if you don't want to race them, make sure you watch them, because man, they are fun to watch. Tempers will fly, though. I'm telling you, this is the first caution of the race. The guys have been very, very patient. Some cars have been getting tight on the corners, probably getting to the accelerator just a little too soon. Some guys are getting loose on the corners, getting into the accelerator, other way around. No, it's not. Getting into the accelerator a little too soon coming out of the turn. So if you're in too soon, getting into the corner, you go tight and you move up the track. If you're in too soon, coming out of the corner, now the rear end wants to come around too. I want to take this time to go ahead and thank all the viewers out there. Guys, we really do appreciate it. Without you out there and without our drivers on track, and we have a ton of them out there tonight, really there's not a lot to talk about. I guess we could have a picture up and I could describe that for you if you wanted. James, you're absolutely right. It is a lot calmer. And I gotta be honest, I've enjoyed this summer broadcasting instead of racing. That said, I really want to get my JDRF machine back out on track. That's going to happen soon enough. We got some fun events coming up in the next week or two. We got to do a couple of things for a guy that's helping us out with some of these nice camera angles that we're picking up now. And we do have some nice ones. I haven't played with them too much yet, so I'm trying to stay away from them. But there's one. There's Ryan Nolan sitting in his car, just kind of easily taking around the track during caution. That's a nice view right there. And that's a nice shot right there. These are top four, the 78, the 92. Ryan Nolan, David Knowles on the inside, and the 44, Chris Medford in the 10 car on the outside. That's Brian Rogers. Oh, buddy. James, you missed a commercial at the beginning. Dog Days 250, that's coming. And we've talked about it a little bit already. But we're going green right now. Ryan Nolan, Chris Medford trying to stick to his bumper, trying to take position away. If you can keep somebody to the outside, you're going to gain position. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. We see a car out back of us a little bit, cutting the grass, going through the backfield there. Across the start-finish line, lap 34 of 150 completed. There is Andy Lambert in the 35 car. Looking good out there, Andy. Moved his way up to 10th. Right behind him in the 75, that's Fat Pat McSwain. Behind him in the 21, Adam Maddox. And I expect him to try and make a move back to the front. Doug Wysocki, that's the 13 car right there. Or excuse me, the 45 car. My goodness. Timothy Hale right behind him as we're under caution again. And I apologize because I did not see... Yeah, I didn't see that one. In that talk, there is the 60 car, the yellow ribbon, the Spina Bifida car. That's in honor of his friend Billy Daw right here in chat. JP doing an excellent job tonight so far, being very patient, has worked his way up to 16th position. But up front, again, still you have the 78 car. Excuse me, there he is. Ryan Nolan, the 78 car. Chris Medford able to take second over. Started third on that last restart. Being on the inside kind of helped him out. He was able to get around the... I believe it was David Knowles in the 92. Brian Acker also able to get around him. So the front four have changed around a little bit. Yeah, Billy, it really is. And he did an excellent job painting it. So I don't mind showing it. Honestly, I don't mind showing any car. I don't care what it looks like. If it has a cause on it, it's going to get some screen time. Kendra, thank you for coming out and joining us. Really appreciate it. Another 60 fan. JP, and that 60 car, picking up fans week after week. Really appreciate everybody who comes out to watch. All of our drivers. JP, he's a good guy though. Big mover right now. We're going to talk about him, the 73 car. That's the black and yellow cat car right there. That's Fluffy Garrett. He started on outside of the top 10, has worked his way up to 5th. Nicky Z in the 93 has also started on the outside of the top 10. He's up to 6th place, so some good movers there. Hart Green in the 002 car. Probably going to have to work on that number. We don't like to see 3-digit numbers on track, but Hart Green in the 002 doing an excellent job. He's at 7th place. Brian Rogers in the 10 car. He's running 8th. AJ Rogers in that 12 car. 9th. And Andy Lambert's worked his way up to 10th. Well, but I'm sorry to hear that, but I'll tell you, there's not much better out there than some racing, with Racing for a Cause, to kind of remember those friends. Pace car lights are off. Cars 2x2. Pace cars coming into 3 right now, getting ready to duck down into pit road. We're getting ready to go green flag racing again. 40 laps down, 110 to go. Let me know if you've got a favorite out there. Oh, right off the get-go, Brian Hacker into the rear end of Mefford, and it's not done. Mefford, Hacker into the wall. And it looks like Hacker took the worst of that, as that motor is on fire. Got the mesquite chips in there. Got the hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, whatever else he's grilling. Brian Hacker may be done for the night. No quick repairs here. So a quick one right off the start. That right there was probably a case of no give and a little bit of take. Mefford into the back end of the car. Chris Mefford having a little issue in that 44 car. Well, that changes things up. 2 cars out of the top 5. That's going to change everything up. As you see, Ryan Nolan still with the lead. Has led 42 of the, he's led every lap, let's face it. Jason Garrett in that 73 cat car. He's up to second now. David Knowles third. Hart Green in the 002 fourth. Brian Rogers fifth. And after that, looks like JP picked up 2 positions, which we thought would happen. Running 14th, JP. I think JP listens to the broadcast, and I don't want to talk about him too much because there is a such thing as a commentator curse. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not. Usually whoever I or Rick start talking about usually end up having kind of a bad night. But, yeah. Laura, let's just take a look into your young man. The 85 car, Peyton Johnson, running 16th right now. And we want to give you... there he is. Straight out of, I believe, what is it? North Carolina, I believe. Oh, yes, we need to talk about Tim Hale running the Jimmy car. We'll get to him, too. Timothy Hale running 13th right now in that 00 car. What a beautiful car, running the Jimmy V car. Doing an excellent job. I'm loving seeing the chat active tonight. That's great. Thank you so much, guys. It's actually giving me something to do besides clear my throat and hope that I do better. Pace car lights are off. Cars are lined up again, getting ready to go green flag action. Hopefully a little bit more patience on this one. I know cautions normally breed cautions, but we don't want to see any more for a little while. Let's get some green flag action in. Pace car drops down in. Ryan Nolan sets the pace. He's off. Ryan Nolan. Oh, we had a little blink there. He was able to recover, though. So no big deal. Fluffy Garrett maintained second on the outside. That's some strong driving right there. Very nice job by Jason Garrett in that 73 car, trying to maintain second, and did. And he did it from the outside, which is just excellent driving. JP, no chat. Drive. We see the outside lane being kind of effective right now. David Knowles on the outside, coming around Jason Garrett. A good battle for second. The 10 car kind of holding back just a little bit, just to see what happens. Boo Bear. Oh, Jason. I don't know if you should have told us that. That's dangerous. I'm going to write that one down. Well, it didn't take long. They're nose to tail again, so we can get some single file action going, get some racing done. 51 laps of 150. That's awesome. Boo Bear. Oh, JP, I don't know if you're ever going to hear the end of it, bud. Up front, Ryan Nolan, Jason Garrett, who we saw had that beautiful pass on the outside on the restart, able to make that line work. The 92, David Knowles, on the outside, and he might be a little stuck out there as the 10 car dives in. Brian Rogers Jr. wants third place. Good battle for third right now. And it happens. When you're on the outside, you just can't carry the momentum around the corners, and you see it right there as David Knowles goes down 2 spots, making it almost 3 as the 002 car. 002 is now to his inside. He's going to try and make another position. The 002 with a strong inside line. The 92 of David Knowles trying to hang on. And the pass is complete. 002 is now in the top 5. That's Hart Green. I want to take a look at one car here. Keeps catching my eye because I keep thinking it's JP. That's the 93 car of Nicky Z. And he's running Team Pink tonight. Love seeing that out there. Jason. Oh boy. I don't know if JP is going to appreciate that all that much. I'm going to check in with JP right now since he's got some fans out there. JP stuck on the outside right now, running 15th, now 16th. He's getting passed by Chris Mefford in the 44. We'll see a little bit of damage to that right rear, but nothing major. Nothing at all. So he may just be biding his time a little bit, being patient. That's the sign of a mature driver. You can't just go for it every time, not at every lap. Back up front, you see Ryan Nolan, Fluffy Garrett starting to pull away from third place. Jason Garrett trying to put pressure on Ryan Nolan for the lead, but still about a car and a half behind. There's our top 5 right now. The 78 car, Ryan Nolan, Jason Garrett, Brian Rogers, Nicky Z in the 93, and Hart Green in the 002. And the 002 is not showing up, unfortunately, because of the way we have our number schemed, but that is his number nonetheless. Some good looking driving going on right now. Everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's, not being too greedy, and that makes a huge difference. Get down on that racetrack, we take a look at how they come out of the corners. Man, that is awesome. You see them hugging that yellow line, sometimes below that yellow line. Pretty impressive driving right there. Take a nice look at this 4/10 of a mile Langley Speedway. Billy, if JP wins, you probably wouldn't be the only one. JP, just checking in on him real quick. Back up to 13th, but he's stuck on that outside again. T-Roy Radford, the 94 going by. You look at the 07 car, also looking to go underneath. You see JP right now pushing kind of hard. That car ill handling at this time. Still early on though. Actually, some of those weren't for position, as it's showing JP right now. 12th place, JP making a move. I was incorrect and I apologize. Fluffy Garrett to the inside, Ryan Nolan, and it was like Ryan almost had to let him go. Jason Garrett blew right by him for the lead. That was a nice catch on camera right there. So we've got a new leader, Jason Fluffy Garrett. Laps are really winding down here. We're on 69 of 150. Pretty soon I'm going to be calling halfway, so that's a very good testament to how well these drivers are going tonight. Keeping it very clean, being patient for the most part. This is awesome. JP, buddy, you have some pressure on you. You got fans, and I love to see it. I'm going to take another look in on that 85 car. Very nice young man right there. Peyton Johnson. His mom's out there watching, so I got to make sure I show that car. And it has been a little while since I've talked about it, so we're going to talk about it again since we were in Green Flag Run. August 3rd and 4th, the Dog Days 250 coming at you. August 3rd, going to be qualifying for the main event run on August 4th, 250 laps, Bristol Speedway. It's all for a charity. Folks, top 3 drivers are going to get cash reward, and their charity of choice is also going to get cash. How awesome is that? Right now, the pot, let's see, I just updated it. 140 to the pot, 140 to charity. That'll be divided up between first, second, and third place. And I think it's awesome. Good job racing for a cause. Not to tap myself on the shoulder, because I'll tell you who's done most of the work. That man in that green car on the inside making the pass. That's Pat, or as we'll call him tonight, Fat Pat McSwain, right there in that 75 car, has definitely pulled the lion's load so far for that Dog Days 250. And we got Jason Perry's daughter out there. Oh man, that's awesome. Hello, Jaden. Take a peek back up front. You see it right there. That 73 Cat car still up front. Ryan Nolan looks like he may have cooled his tires down as he's starting to put some pressure on. Jason Garrett rubbed the wall. You saw the sparks coming up. Jason, I can't wait to see that car out there, bud. That's going to be awesome. So proud to be able to do that for all of our fans and for the iRacing community. Racing for a Cause truly is putting their money where their mouth is, because we are not taking 1 cent out of the pot. It's all going to the drivers. It's all going to their charities. We got another JP fan. Jaden is a JP fan. She snuck right in. Well, it's been a little while. There he is, the 60 car. He's followed by, look at that, JP, Peyton Johnson, nose to tail. Peyton looks like he had a little bit of a run on the outside, but I don't know if that's where he's going to want to be. Jason, I know enough to know family when I see it. Jeez, I got talking about the Dog Days 250 and totally missed it. We're past halfway. This race is really, really flying now. Yeah, that was kind of a little cool camera shot right there. You saw the 60 car working. Right now on the outside, though, and the leader's going around him, that's going to force JP 1 lap down. He's going to have to do some work, try and keep his, or try and get his lap back. Doug Wasaki in that 45 car, he is the first car a lap down, so if there's a caution, Doug Wasaki would be the benefactor of a lucky dog. But there's still plenty of racing to go. JP running 13th, 45 car around. 45 car around, and that is going to make it so JP, if the caution comes out, folks, it still hasn't. Still hasn't. The caution flag is not coming out. JP, now the first car a lap down in that number 60 car. If there's a caution, he will benefit as being the lucky dog in that 60 car. Back up front, Jason Garrett, Ryan Nolan, and Brian Rogers. Those three cars having a heck of a good night as they run 1, 2, and 3. Right now, I can almost guarantee you there's not a driver out there that wouldn't like to see a caution. I'm sure the tires are pretty much gone on every single one of those cars out there. 60 laps to go, and they are ticking off quick. I want to throw a special shout out there. You saw him on the outside in the 24 car, the banged up autism car. That's Rick Greenaway. And Rick has been very, very good about helping us. And really, let's face it, he has created all of the graphics that you're seeing up top. That's all Rick Greenaway. He's helped out getting us good camera angles. He's helped out getting us all of our commercials. Again, if you guys are looking for somebody to do a small commercial or somebody to do some slight graphics work, check him out, man. Rick Greenaway Productions. You can check him out on Facebook. He does excellent work, and we really appreciate having him on board. Jason Perry sees a water bottle. In the words of Joe White from OSR Network, I'm pretty sure there's a hot dog in turn 3. Not a wrapper, a whole hot dog. As everybody's looking for caution, even the fans. And I wouldn't mind one either. It would be great to catch my breath. Hart Green in the 002, running 4th right now. Nicky Z in the 93, currently going around JP. That's non-position. Nicky Z in the 93 is running 5th right now. JP still showing from 1 lap down. He's the first car lap down. David Knowles in the 92, currently running 6th. Adam Maddox, involved in an earlier incident, had fallen way back in the field, has worked his way back up to 7th. In 8th place, the 35 car, that's Andy Lambert. The 75 car, that's Fat Pat McSwain, doing a really nice job, top 10 for him. Timothy Hale in that 00, running the Jimmy V car. Looking good out there, Tim. Chris Mefford, also involved in an early incident. You can see the damage of the rear end of that. He's worked his way up to 11th. John Stevens in the 09, running 12th. No, I'm sorry, he just passed A.J. Rogers. A.J. Rogers now running 12th in the 12 car. It's all happening so fast, it's hard to keep up. We're going to stop right there. Bug from State Farm. Man, oh man, it's been a long time, Bug. How have you been, bud? Got some great action here tonight at Langley. 150 laps. 51 of them to go. Your leaders are starting to pick off some lap cars, and that's not good news for JP. Good to hear, bud. Very, very good to hear. Could have used you on Monday night. There could have been a lot of claims out there for you to take care of. As with K&N cars, we're at Martinsville. The paperclip definitely had its way. Hot dog in turn 4, Jaden calls out. Unfortunately, the race officials aren't seeing it. They're still looking. Your leader, Jason Garrett, is devastating the field right now. Lots of cars going down a lap as he has led 36 laps. Jason Garrett looking very good. Ryan Nolan pushed out to the outside just a little bit. Got back down into the preferred lane. Oh, Jason Garrett gets loose, but able to hold his line. Oh, big move right there. Oh, this could be bad. That's tight. Oh, my heart. Lap traffic doing a very good job trying to stay out of the way as these leaders are fighting hard for the win. Billy, I don't know how we didn't just have one. I thought for sure it was coming. Top 3 cars kind of separated themselves now. Clean track ahead of them. See, if it's just the bun, I don't know if it's going to stop them. If it's the whole hot dog, maybe. Take a peek in on the top 5. Jason Garrett, Ryan Nolan, Brian Rogers Jr., Hart Green in the 002, even though it's not showing up. And then Nicky Z in the 93, running your top 5. Ryan Nolan going for the lead. He got to the inside of Jason Garrett. And I don't know if Jason's going to be able to stop him now. He's on older tires. And he's in the outside lane. That's not a good recipe for success here at Langley. I think he might have picked it up. It's probably on his exhaust. It's burnt by now. Ryan Nolan was starting to run away. And Brian Rogers taking advantage of an all of a sudden ill-handling race car from Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett seems like he's a little tight and then a little loose getting off the corner, so not where he wants to be, as he has fallen from the lead back to 4th. And he's under pressure again from the 002, Hart Green. And he's finally able to get to the inside, losing 3 positions, back to 4th, Jason Garrett. No, Billy. Again, I'm pretty sure all the drivers would probably appreciate the break. Long green flag action. Awesome to watch. But as we see Peyton Johnson now going down a lap in the 85 car. The leaders just absolutely having their way with this field. Take a peek in on 21, 60, and 35 cars. JP still showing, well, he's not the first car lap down anymore. Actually, he is, he is now a first car lap down. Something happened there and I missed it. He is the first car lap down, so JP doing a really good job. Running 13th right now. These guys are putting on a heck of a good show tonight. So far, only 3 cautions for 9 laps. That's awesome. Gene Watson, you're absolutely right. This has been a great race. Definitely had some bumping and things that I thought were going to turn into accidents, but they just haven't. Right now, Ryan Nolan has a sight set in on the 94 car. 94 car of T-Roy Radford, not having the night that he was hoping for. And just in front of them, the 24 car, ooh, Troy Radford just had a big blink. And the 24 car got really loose. Ryan Nolan seems to have found a line that's working for the car. With the tires the way they are, lighter fuel load, he's doing a very nice job keeping all 4 tires underneath that car. As is second place runner right now, Brian Rogers. And third for that matter. And Nicky Z in the 93, a nice looking car. I want to go ahead and thank all the viewers again. I really do appreciate you guys coming out, spending an evening here with us at Racing for a Cause TV. I say us because usually I have Rick up here with me. And if there's any holes in my talking, it's because that's where Rick should be talking. I'm not used to it. Right now, the interval from first to second, 0.6 of a second. That's Ryan Nolan to Brian Rogers. As we cross the line, starting lap 123 of 150. Yeah. Ketchup might make your slicks even slicker. You might be onto something, Bug. Want to again throw out next Monday night 75 laps at Talladega with the K&N throwback cars. Guys, if you haven't seen Racing for a Cause on a plate track, well, it's because we don't do it a lot. But here we go again, the second plate track of that series as we follow the 1997 schedule. It's going to be the Winston 75 at Talladega. Next Monday night, these late model cars go from here at Langley over to South Boston, and we are under caution. Every single driver out there takes a big, big breath as we are under caution. So now it becomes a race of strategy. Do they have enough fuel to finish? Do they have the tires to finish? We're going to find out pretty quick. Pretty sure everybody's going to follow Ryan Nolan in that 78 car. What he does, most of the field will do. Ryan decides to stay out. Ryan Nolan staying out. So, that's interesting. It looks like the 73 car, Jason Garrett decides he's going to come in for pit service. Adam Maddox in for pit service. This is going to get interesting. We're going to have some cars out there with some fresh tires, nice full fuel load. And Bug, yeah, we're due for an amazing finish. I'm going to be honest with you. We are absolutely due for one. And the way these guys have been driving tonight, it wouldn't surprise me if tonight is that night. As the field starts trying to straighten out after some cautions, we've got a lot of lapped cars in with the lead cars, so that's all going to have to straighten out. This is going to be interesting just to kind of see where everybody comes out of this. Speaking of hype, I'm going to do it one more time. The guys over at GMR wanted me to show you a little teaser. They got something special planned for next Monday night at Talladega in the form of a car. Here's what they had to show me. I'm not entirely sure what that car is, but knowing the guys over there, it's going to be something special. I can't wait to see it. Pace car lights just shut off. We're getting lined up 2 by 2. We've got 19 laps to go here at Langley. Been an excellent race so far. Strap in because this is going to be an awesome finish. We've got some cars up front that have not been running up front. Ryan Nolan, Brian Rogers, there's your first two. Nicky Z in the 93 running third, but fourth, Andy Lambert, fifth, Fat Pat McSwain. AJ Rogers in the 12 car, he's back to sixth. John Stevens in the 09 is running seventh, and we're green flag racing again. The 10 car takes a very aggressive launch, and he keeps second place from the outside. Brian Rogers did an excellent job on that restart. Nicky Z in the 93, no place to go. JP did not get his lap back. JP did not get his lap back, Billy. He was not the first car lap down, and it looks like right now, currently being scored, the second car a lap down. And we have a big crash going on. Yellow flag again. Well, hold on now, Billy. He was not the first car a lap down. Doug Wasaki in the 45 was. Doug Wasaki is now going to get his lap back, which puts JP as the next one to get a lucky dog. That could put him on the lead lap. Right now, JP running that 60 car in 13th position. That guy in fourth, I believe, was Andy Lambert, who looks like he's fallen out of the top 4 back down to 6th place. Andy Lambert getting loose. I don't think anybody is going to leave the race from that pileup. Got some door dings, some tire rubs, but I think everybody's going to come out of that one okay. Yeah, I want to thank Rick Greenaway again, who I've mentioned a few times tonight. He has been instrumental in getting us some new camera angles, and boy, it really shows off the track, and it can really show off the cars, and I really do appreciate that. Well, what do? I'm out of plugs. I guess I'll mention again, if you guys have iRacing, in the next couple of weeks we're going to be throwing up here at Racing for a Cause a couple of fun races, just a couple of little 30 lappers. We have to do a little bit of work for the gentleman who is putting together these awesome camera shots so that he can have the track saved to his files, and we're definitely willing to do that and have some fun doing it. So we're going to be throwing together probably some 30 lappers. Anybody's going to be welcome to join. Be on the lookout. I'll tell you what our password's going to be. It's going to be our RFC, Racing for a Cause, RFC. So you know that. Guys, 2x2. Pace car setting the pace. 12 laps to go. Pace car's in, starts on Ryan Nolan, and he goes. Ryan Nolan takes off for the lead. Fatback McSwain, nice move to the inside, takes over second place. Brian Rogers on the outside in that 10 car, not where he wants to be. You see Pat Smith getting a little jumbled up there, but able to hold on to second. Oh, got a big one right here in the front stretch. Very big one. There's your pile up. Somebody mentioned pile up, and right there it happened. That's on lap 140 of 150, 10 laps to go. And we have a big one right here on the front stretch going into turn 1. And that car we're looking at right now, Andy Lambert, who just a few laps ago was running in the 4th place. So, the field's going to reset again. Yeah, the number 10 car didn't have a good time with that one either. That's Brian Rogers. Yeah, a couple of leaders definitely hurt with that one. And there he goes, the 60 car, getting his lap back. JP, Justin Pinnell, now going to be on the lead lap. I don't see that changing here unless something drastically wrong happens for him. He will finish this race on the lead lap, and believe it or not, guys, that is an actual victory. Just to be able to finish a short track with this many cars on the lead lap, that's a heck of a run. A little jumble up here on the back stretch as we're trying to get to pace speed. But JP in that 60 car running 14th now on the lead lap. It's like the anti-commentator curse. Billy, you didn't jinx anybody. When we get to the end of a race, you know, there's only one way to win, and that's to put your foot down. And we hope that everybody comes away from them clean. But yeah, short track racing is what it is. Not everybody's going to come home with a very clean car. So, yeah, here we are. When we go back green flag racing, I believe we're going to have 5 laps to go. And we could be yelling checkers or wreckers. So I would prefer to see checkers. I really would. I like to see that checker flag under cars that are full speed. Cars going 2x2. You've got Ryan Nolan in that green and blue 78. You've got Fat Pack McSwain in that green and white 75. That's your front row. On the inside, third place, 73 Cat car, Jason Garrett. On the outside, after some early trouble, that 21 car, that is Adam Maddox. There's your front 2 rows. As you see, the pace car lights are off. The field is set, ready to go back green flag racing. And the pace car dives in. It's all on Ryan Nolan to set the pace, and he takes off. Ryan Nolan with a shot out of a cannon on that restart, holding on to his position. Jason Garrett in the 73 has taken a pit stop, has fresh tires. Does he have enough to get around Ryan Nolan in the last few laps of this race? Right there. That's fresh tires right there under caution flag, so it's not going to count, but Jason Garrett had Ryan Nolan's number on that restart. Whew, that was some action. Unfortunately, on lap 147, getting ready to cross the line to make it 148. It's going to be 3 laps to go. I don't see this one going back to green flag racing. I'm not going to say it can't happen. I'm just pretty sure it's not going to. So we may be looking at your winner, your second place finisher, and your third place finisher of Patrick Smith, Fat Pat McSwain in that 75 car. Heck of a run. Qualified way out of the top 10. Has managed to come up to possibly finish third here. I believe it is going to be set though. Oh boy. Guys, I hate to tell you this because I just noticed it. JP is running 14th on the lead lap, just like I said. Sorry, I didn't mean to make your hearts go up into your throats, but had to. iRacing does need a green-white checkered. I couldn't agree with you more. I would love to see this race go under green, but it's not going to happen. The field is set. Just got to take turns 3 and 4, and that is going to be that. Not too early to call it. The 78 car, Ryan Nolan, is going to be your winner. Jason Garrett going to come in second, and Fat Pat McSwain coming in third. Adam Maddox in the 21 car fourth. John Stevens in the 09 car running fifth. So Ryan Nolan, after having a couple of weeks off from the late model series, comes back to win this one. Ryan Nolan leading 109 of the 150 laps here at Langley. Great job. Very, very nice job. And for those who haven't watched the K&N race, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but that makes the second win this week for Ryan Nolan, who is on a tear. Ryan Nolan sets to burn the house down, and there he goes. What an awesome finish. Great race for him, leading 109 laps of the 150. That's exactly how you want to do it. Ryan Nolan, your winner. So, just getting set to talk to the top three, but we're going to go over the whole unofficial results. Again, your winner tonight, Ryan Nolan in the 78. He's followed by Jason Garrett, Fat Pat McSwain, Adam Maddox, John Stevens. Nicky Z in the 93 comes home 6th. AJ Rogers in the 12 car, 7th. David Knowles, 92 car, running 8th. Chris Mefford comes back to 9th. And Timothy Hale in that 00 car, that rounds out your top 10. In 11th place, the 35 car, Andy Lambert. 12th, Doug Wasaki. 13th, JP. Good job for JP coming home 13th tonight. The 10 car of Brian Rogers Jr. comes home 14th. Richard Blake in 15th. Dylan Blankenship in the 1 car comes home 16th. Earl Simpson 17th. Hart Green in the 002 comes home 18th. Jeff Watson in the 41 car comes home 19th. And Hilton Young rounds out your top 20. Rick Greenaway, Peyton Johnson, Troy Radford, Brian Hacker, the 0 car with no name because they never actually registered, so no car there. Jason Perry, I don't know what you're doing, Jason. Were you just in there watching? I believe you were. So for tonight, again, your top three, that would be Patrick Smith, Fat Pat McSwain, and the 75 car coming home 3rd. Pat Smith, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I sure do, Chris. How are you doing tonight? I hope that was as fun for the fans to watch as it was for us to race, man. That was a handful of a race.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a very, very fun race to watch, and it was a pretty exciting finish. Pat, you started way back in the field, ended up 3rd. What was the strategy tonight?
Well, first off, my strategy was to pick up positions through cautions, and we had a lot of green flag runs tonight. I was very surprised at the amount of green flag. So I started putting it in 4th gear and clutching whenever we were under caution. So my strategy was fuel. And there at the last, whenever I saw that I had fuel but no tires, it was do the best I can and pray. I know that I think it was right before the last caution. I think it was whenever I restarted 3rd. I bet you that was so cool to see. I hope you guys caught it. I was dirt tracking around the corner with Fluffy right underneath me when the caution came out. I'm glad that caution came out because I didn't know if I was going to be able to hold on or not. I mean, my tires were shot. It was fun.
That's awesome, bud. Hey, normally Rick does this part, but is there anybody out there you want to thank tonight?
Absolutely. I want to thank you guys, the league, first and foremost. I want to thank all of our drivers that show up and help us put on a fantastic show for everybody watching and all the racers even racing in it. Without everything, that this wouldn't be right. So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank my wife for putting up with me and letting me have this kind of expensive hobby. Obviously, I've got Missouri Department of Transportation on my card this week, so definitely conservation is a big thing. Without conservation, we would all starve. And most of all, I just want to go back and thank the league one more time.
All right, Patrick Smith was your 3rd place finisher tonight. Great job out of that 75 car, Patrick Smith. Hey, tonight running in 2nd place, the 73 car. We just call him Fluffy. You know him as Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, bub, go ahead.
Hey, bud. Hey, it was a pretty good race. You had the lead for a little while. You fell back a little bit. Were the tires getting a little worn, getting a little loose on you?
Yeah, I just burnt my rear tires up, had no drive off, and once they got the nose under me, it was like a freight train. You know, it's short track style. But yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, it really was. I saw you were able to come in and hit pit road. Is that right? And then you must have taken. Did you take 4?
Yes, I took 4 tires, come back out, restarted 9th, and was able to get to 2nd until that last caution messed up my night. But, I was going for the W. I was throwing everything I had at it. Just kind of a few laps short.
Well, I'll tell you, when that restart happened, you had Ryan Nolan's number. If that caution hadn't come out, I believe very much that I wouldn't be talking to you yet, but next. So either way you look at it, it was a pretty good run. You qualified a little further back in the field, so to come back second is pretty strong. Is there anybody out there that you want to thank tonight?
I just want to thank the boys at GMR Motorsports. You know, we put a lot of effort into this. Appreciate you guys doing the broadcast and putting on these races. And, you know, for all the guys, the fans out there watching us, you know, that's what we're here for, is to put on a show.
And a show we put on tonight. Thank you very much, Fluffy. It was a great race. Good to talk to you, bud. The winner tonight, the number 78. This is the second time I have talked to this man this week. Not to put out any spoilers, but he was the winner at K&N Monday night. There's Ryan Nolan in the 78 car. Ryan, this is Chris up in the booth. You have a copy.
Got a copy, Chris.
Hey, bud. This is starting to become a habit.
Yeah, I'd like to keep it that way. It's been a great couple of nights, and yeah, just feel lucky to be here.
Yeah, it was a good race. You lost the lead for a little while, and then obviously you got it back. At the end, you had a Jason Garrett right behind you with 4 fresher tires. Were you worried at all?
Yeah, I was questioning the strategy when he first pulled off to take tires. I probably would have taken tires myself. It was a little bit earlier in the race, but I didn't think there was enough laps to get back up there. But he certainly did an awesome job and got right back up there. So I think if that last caution didn't come out, he probably would have just went right by me. So I like green flag racing, but that caution definitely saved me. I got to thank both him and Brian Rogers. We had a really good race going there, and everyone raced really clean, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, it really was a good race. And you kind of already took my thunder. I was going to ask who you wanted to thank. You got anybody else while we're here?
Again, I got to thank you guys. Racing for a Cause. It's a great league. Looking forward to many more seasons. My teammate who's not here, my fiance who's here and supports me, and my parents. Thank you guys.
That's awesome. And that was your winner, the 78 car. Vermont's own, Ryan Nolan. Well, he used to be Vermont's own, but we're going to leave it at that. Maybe someday he'll come home. Guys, I want to thank you again. Boo Bear. I want to thank you all again for coming out and watching Racing for a Cause. We know you don't have to come out and watch us, but we really do appreciate it when you do, spending your Mondays and Wednesday nights with us. And don't forget Fridays, TRL Friday. That's next coming up, just a couple of days away. We're going to bring you some truck action on Friday night. Till then, don't forget, Dog Days 250. It's August 3rd and 4th. Next Monday night, Talladega is looming for the K&N cars. And then next Wednesday night, we head to South Boston for another 150-lap event. If it was anything like tonight, it's going to be a great race. Thank you very much for coming out, guys. We really do appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you.